Hey, welcome back to another wonderful video. I'm going to go ahead and show you the second part of that teaser lead track that I did for the Cruel Summer song by Taylor Swift. If you're a Swiftie, you should like this. If you're not a Swiftie, then there's probably some good nuggets of wisdom in here. The first part was this part. So we kind of ended off right there, right? Now what we're doing is we're playing this part right here. And it goes on from there. So the idea there is that I'm going to go ahead and show you how to play the rest of that today. Again, thanks for coming back. I got lessons right here on YouTube every single week. So today we're going to look at the second part of the little teaser track that I did for the Cruel Summer song by Taylor Swift. And we looked at the first part already. If you didn't check that out, one video back. Now we're going to break down this part right here. I already showed you how this is across like three different boxes, three different pentatonic boxes. There's actually four, I believe. I'll show you the last one in this video, but this one's going to be across this box right here. So let's play it on the first string at your 9 and 7, or 7, 9, and then 7, 10. On the second string, then 6, 9 on the third string, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9 on the fourth, fifth, and sixth strings. But I'm only playing a little pattern there that goes like this. So all I'm doing there is going back and forth between the 7 and the 9 on the first string, and then landing on the 10th fret on the second string, and then kind of pulling off and hammering on, pulling off, picking, hammering on, pulling off, picking. And I'm using my first finger, second finger, and third finger. So the first finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger. First finger, middle finger on that first string between the 7 and the 9. Hammering on with the ring finger on the second string on the 10th fret. Now I'm picking the whole thing. Now that when I think about it, I'm picking the whole thing. But you could hammer on a pull off. Right? I think it makes it sound a little more aggressive when you do alternate picking, but either way is fine. If you want it to sound a little more smooth, a little more legato, then of course you can use the hammer-ons and pull-offs. Right? And then I go from there. So I'm sliding up from the 10th fret on the first string to the 12th fret on the first string. Okay? Then I'm going to do a nice big bend, like a full step bend, going from the 12th to the 14th. And then I'm going to go into this little lick that I do this. And that lick is going to be across another box, which is going to be this box right here. So that box is going to be on the 6th string and the 5th string at 9, 12. Then when I get to the 4th string, I'm going to play 9, 11. 9, 11 on the 3rd string, 10, 12 on the 2nd string, and then 9, 11 on the 1st string. So I'm doing this nice bend, and then I'm walking up the scale from the 4th string, going. So 4th string, not the whole shape, but just starting on the 4th string at the 9/11, 3rd string 9/11, 2nd string 10/12, and then 1st string 10 or 9/12. So going. But what I do is I go forward and then I pedal back, go forward and pedal back, go forward and pedal back. Eric Johnson does a lot of this. I'm sure he's not the only one, but it's kind of an Eric Johnson technique. So we're going, right? That takes me from the 4th to the 3rd to the 2nd, and then going back to the 3rd string, and then the 2nd to the 1st, and then to the 2nd to the 1st, and sliding up to the 14th fret on the 1st string. So one more time. Then back to the 3rd string, 9th fret, 11th fret. Then to the 2nd string again, 10th, 12th. Then to the 1st string, 9 to 12. And then go back to the 2nd string and play 10, 12 again. The 1st string, 9, 12. And slide up to the 14. So. And of course, you can go across the entire shape, right? I only did those 4 strings, but you could go across the entire shape. Right? And of course, that's one of those kind of licks that you can work up the speed on it, get it nice and fast, and it's kind of shreddy, right? I got to work on that one. I can go backwards, kind of nice and speedy, and that's what the next little part is there. So right now we have this. And then we got this part. Hey, as always, thank you for checking out the free lessons that I have here on YouTube every single week. I got a foundational course for you. It's a 7-day course, and you get that foundation, and then you can come back here and you can go through all these lessons, and it's going to make a whole lot more sense. So it's a free 7-day course. It's at tinyurl.com/DaneH411, and it'll help you unlock the fretboard. It'll show you the scale shapes string by string. And what I do is over 7 days, I start really minimalistly, and then I go to the 2nd string and the 3rd string, and then I add a 4th string and a 5th string and a 6th string. Eventually it gets to the point where I'm showing you both diatonic and pentatonic boxes and how they make sense in a circular fashion, which a lot of guitar teachers, they show you licks and tricks and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But sometimes, I know for me, that was the case for me, sometimes it's hard to see how those different licks and tricks and shred licks and all that stuff fit within the scale shapes. So that's what I want to do over the 7-day course, is kind of give you that foundation for how those different scale shapes lock together like puzzle pieces. It's very circular. Once you learn one, you can go ahead and move it all up and down the fretboard. And even when you change strings, there's just a couple little rules that you need to know so that you can go ahead and fly up and down the fretboard from string to string, playing these different scale shapes, and always being in key, playing with confidence, improvising intuitively, and being able to just pretty much pick up the guitar and go no matter what song's playing. It helps you with your ear training too, because you can start to pick out, okay, I know this song is in this key. Even if you don't know the key, even if you don't know the note, you just know that it's right there, that fits. So that means that this scale shape must fit. So again, 7-day course, unlock the fretboard, play intuitively, play with confidence, just pick up the guitar and go. I'll have the link in the description, so check that out. And that's across another shape. This one is on the 1st string at 12-14, 2nd string at 12-14, and then the big wide span shapes are going to be 11-14 on the 3rd and the 4th. See, and remember, it goes diagonally, right? Because the shape above that was this one. And then diagonally, to play your octaves, now you're playing, instead of on the 6th string and the 5th string, we're playing those wide spans, those full octave and a half spans on the 4th and the 3rd strings at the 11th and the 14th. So it's just the octave of that. Okay, so we're going. And then on the 5th and the 6th strings, we're playing the 12 and the 14 again. Okay, so you got that whole shape right there. And that was the shape that I said was going to be the one that I was going to show you at the beginning. That's like the final shape. We played like 4 different shapes of the pentatonic here. And if you look at these last 2 lessons, we got one more shape of the pentatonic and we got the entire minor pentatonic. And remember, it's all a circle, so one of those shapes is the major pentatonic. And if you start on the major, then you play the rest of the 5 boxes, that's the major pentatonic. If you start on the minor, play the rest of the 5 boxes, that's the minor pentatonic. So all of that's in there. So you got, but just like the other one, we're going forward, but then we're going back and go forward, going back, go forward. We're going to go back and then go forward, go back and go forward, go back and go forward, right? That's not exactly what I'm doing though. What I'm doing is I'm doing this little lick. But I'm playing a section of it, then going back, repeating a section, going back, repeating a section. And that little lick is what I call triplets. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But let's break it down slowly. Just take those 3 strings. So on the first string, we're going 14 to 12. Then we're going to play on the second string of the 14. Then go back to the first string and play 12. Back to the second string and play 14, 12. So. Okay, then start on the 14th fret of the second string. And then going back to the 12th fret, and then going to the third string at the 14th fret, and then going back to the second string on the 12th fret. And then going back to the third string at the 14th, then at the 11th. And the whole thing is going to keep repeating like that. So if we just went across the fretboard. So if you went all the way across, it'd just be that. First string, second string, back to the first string. Second string to the third string, back to the second string. Third string to the fourth string, back to the third string. And it just keeps on going like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're going to go back and then forward, back, forward. So we're going to go. It's going to sound like that. Let me play it up to speed real quick, make sure I got that right. Yeah, so that's it. We're going back 3 strings. And then we're going to start on the string right before that. So we're playing first string, second string, third string. Then we're going to go back to the second string, repeat the exact same pattern. Now back to the third string, repeat the same pattern. Now back to the fourth string, repeat the same pattern. And then I think that's the end of it, and then we basically end out on the 14th fret of the 6th string. Okay, so you got that whole little lick right there. Play it up to speed. Now, that's kind of an Eric Johnson type thing too. And of course, you can play with all kinds of stuff like that. You can go forward as much as you want, then go back as much as you want. Like we could do across 4 strings. We can go one way and then go the other way and then come back, right? We can do. See, I jumped to the second string there. So I could jump across the strings. I'm locked into wanting to play it the exact same way that I played it before, but I'm trying to come out of that. So that was kind of interesting, going from first string, second string, third string, fourth string, then coming back to the second string and playing second, third, fourth, fifth, then coming back to the third string, playing third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? Something along those lines. But that's, neither here nor there. But you'll probably hear that, like, in a future song of mine, right? I'll probably go ahead and play with it and play it differently. And that's the one thing about guitar that I think a lot of people, especially people who are first learning leads and licks, they don't quite get, is that the shapes are just used over and over and over again. But the chords that it's playing over, the way the song sounds, it's played differently, so therefore the shapes themselves sound differently. But ultimately what it boils down to is you wind up hearing the same stuff over and over and over again. Our brains, especially when we're younger, our brains are very, what they call plastic. It's called neuroplasticity. And that plastic brain, or that plasticity that we have in our brain, that we can, easily forget things that aren't memorable, and then we can learn new things, and it allows our brains and the dendrites and the neurons and the axons and all that stuff to grow and keep us healthy. That goes away slowly as you age, by the way, which is why, they always say, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. I'm trying to learn a lot of stuff now on the guitar that I probably should have learned when I was in my 20s. And it's probably easier for somebody younger than it is for me. But at the same time, I can see patterns the way somebody younger may not be able to see those patterns. So I'm seeing patterns in songs, and I'm saying, okay, well, that's played on that song, that's played on that song, that's played on that song. It's the same thing there, it's the same thing there. Jim Root is an interesting guitar player. Jim Root of Slipknot, and used to be in Stone Sour. He's got this lick that he does, and I don't know it myself, but you hear it on almost every single solo he plays. And if you listen to the songs and you hear that lick, you'll hear it every single time you hear him play a solo. And it's a cool little lick. It's a little arpeggiated lick. It's a cool little lick, but you can hear it everywhere. He plays it slow, he plays it fast, but it's always there. You probably wouldn't even notice it if you weren't paying attention to it, or if you didn't catch it, right? And that's kind of the same thing. Like, I'll probably take that and stick it in 50 more songs going forward, because I like that little lick, and it's a cool little lick, and I'll play around with it and play it different ways each time. So anyway, you got that right there. And then we're going to go to this. And all I'm doing there is on the 5th string, kind of sliding in from the 9th to the 11th. On the 4th string, the 9th to the 11th. Right? That's just that little box that we started out with. It's the same thing. Then I'm going to kind of half grab the 9th fret of the 3rd string and slide back to the 6th fret. Right there. And then I'm going to go from the 6th fret to the 7th fret. And then I'm going to go back to the 5th string, the 4th string, and slide from the 7 to the 9. So you got that. And then we're going to have this little lick, which we've seen before. We saw it here in the previous lesson. We're going to go, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to sound like this. So this little lick is going to start off like this. It's going to be on the 3rd string, playing across the 6th and the 9th frets. And then we're going to hammer on the 4th string to the 9. Come back to the 6th fret on the 3rd string. Go back to that 9th fret on the 4th string. Go to the 7th fret on the 4th string because we're playing across that shape. We'll go. It's kind of the same thing that we did down here. Right, from the 3rd string to the 4th string, back to the 3rd string, back to the 4th string, 9th fret, and 7th fret. And then we're going to go forward, right? So we got from the 4th string, 9th, 7th, 9th, then to the 3rd string on the 6th. And then it's the same pattern over again. So real slow. So now we're on the 3rd string, 4th string, 3rd string, 4th string. Back to the 3rd string, and then it starts over. And we do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to go and repeat the pattern, this pattern right here. That pattern right there. I could go backwards on this one that I showed you with the same thing there. We're just doing that here. Right? That's what it is right there. So we're going back here. We're actually starting to get into a diatonic scale here. Everything up until now has all been pentatonic, but we're actually going to change a little bit to diatonic because we're going to play a note here that's in this scale. Which, if this was played in the key of B, it'd be a B Dorian, but we're still in the key of A major, right? Is that what we're in? Tell me in the comments, what key are we in? But anyway, what we're going to play here is we're going to go ahead and play on the 3rd string. We're going to go. So we're going to go 3rd string from 9 to 6. Back to the 3rd string on the 9th fret, and then go up to the 2nd string on the 7th fret, and to the 2nd string on the 9th fret. That note right there is outside your pentatonic, because we should be playing this. That pentatonic box should be on the 2nd string at the 10th fret. But we're going to play that diatonic note, which is on the 9th fret of the 2nd string. It's going to give us an interesting feel, okay? So we're going to go. Right there. And then to make it a little melodic, we're going to come back to the pentatonic. And then we're going to go ahead and play that pentatonic note, which is on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Back to the diatonic note, which is on the 9th fret of the 2nd string. And then to the pentatonic note that's on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. So 10th fret, 9th fret of the 2nd string, just in case I messed that up. And then 10th fret of the 3rd string. Okay? Then we're going to go diatonic pretty much the rest of this thing. We're going to go do a little run backwards and then come forwards, and it's all diatonic, and it sounds like this. in these boxes here, I'm playing this box right here. Now the whole box on the 6th string is from 7, 9, 10. 7, 9 on the 5th string. 6, 7, 9 on the 4th string, and 6, 7, 9 on the 3rd string. And then 7, 9, 10 on the 2nd and the 1st strings. We're not going to play that whole box, but I'm showing you where the box is. Because we're going to play that across 3 strings. And then when we get to the next box, it's going to be played from the 6th string at 5, 7. 5th string, 4, 5, 7. 4th string, 4, 6, 7. That's your A major box, by the way. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and then you got Joy to the World backwards. So again, 6th string, 5, 7. 5th string, 4, 5, 7. And then 4th string, 4, 6, 7. And then when we get to the 3rd string, we're going to play 4, 6. So play 4, 6, 7. So on the 4th and the 3rd strings, 4, 6, 7. And then on the 2nd string, we're going to play 5, 7. And then on the 1st string, 4, 5, 7. And again, that's your major scale box. That's in the key of A major. Okay, so those are your 2 boxes you're going to play. So we're going to start out here going. I'm going to play the exact octave of that. Here on the 1st string, we're playing the notes 7, 9, and 10. And I'm starting on the 9, hammering onto the 10, back to the 9, like that. Pinky lands on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Back to the 7th fret of the 1st string. And then we're going to walk down. Little box shape there on the 7th and the 9th. 9, 7, 9, 7 on the 2nd and the 3rd strings. Now I'm going to play the exact octave of that across the 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret strings. 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings. This time it's going to be on the 3rd string at 4, 6, 7. And I'm going to play 6 to 7, pull off to 6, pull off to 4, hammer on to the 4th string at the 7th fret, back to the 3rd string on the 4th fret, back to the 5th string on the 7th fret, and then walk down. This time it's not going to be box shape because it's across different strings and the pattern changes a little bit, but it's the same notes. We're playing on the 4th string, we're playing 6, 4, and then on the 5th string we're playing 7, 5. So one more time. Up to speed. Okay, now we're going to do this run. And I hope you can see why I broke this into 2 lessons. It's not a long lead, but it's just a lot of stuff in here, right? Again, helping you understand where all this stuff fits in, popular songs and popular leads that you might want to learn. So we got this right here. So we're going to start out, we're going to go across 3 shapes, this shape, and then this shape. We already know these 2. So we're going to start it on the 5th string playing 4, 5, 7. This is all legato. Then on the 4th string, we're going to play 4, 6, 7. And on the 3rd string, 4, 6, 7. Then we're going to go back to the 4th string, we'll play 6, 7, 9. On the 3rd string, 6, 7, 9. And then on the 2nd string, 7, 9, 10. And on the 1st string, 7, 9, 10. And then when you get here, you're going to pause and then slowly pull off from the 10 to the 9 to the 7. Hammer on with my ring finger to the 2nd string on the 10th fret, slide up to 12. Then index finger on the 10, and then go to the 3rd string with my middle finger and play the 11. That's your final little lick there until we get to that little, crescendo part at the end there. Right there. Then we got that little crescendo part there at the end, which goes back to the pentatonic. We already learned that. We learned that here. Right? We learned that little part there. So all we're doing is playing that part back and forth. And I think we do it either 8 or 16 times. So we're going. Up to speed, and just playing the whole thing, it sounds like this. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing. And I didn't count, so I don't remember how many times it is. But you tell me in the comments how many times it is. So we're going from the 1st string, from the 12th fret to the 9th fret, to the 2nd string, 12th fret, back to the 1st string, to the 9th fret, back to the 2nd string to the 12th fret. Then on the 2nd string, we're going to stay there, and we're going to go to the 10th fret, and then it's kind of a backwards lick. Now we're going to go backwards. We're going to play the same thing backwards. Right, like that. So we're going to play, and then on the 2nd string, we're going to play 12, 10, 12. 1st string, back to the 9th. And then we go back to the 2nd string to the 12, back to the 1st string to the 9th. Like that. So it's like that. So stay on the 1st string from the 12th to the 9th, and then go to the 2nd string, then back to the 1st string, then back to the 2nd string. Like that, from the 9th to the 12th. And then back to the 1st string to the 9th, then to the 2nd string to the 12, 9, back to the 12, back to the 1st string to the 9, back to the 2nd string to the 12, back to the 1st string to the 9, like that. Now, in the song, if you took time to listen to it and you liked it, we're going to go ahead and play from here, from the 12th fret. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And I'm going to play the exact same lick, just it's going to be across the 1st string on the 17th to the 14th, and then on the 2nd string from the 17th to the 15th. And then I'm playing exactly the same thing on both of those, and I just kind of blended them together in the recording, and it gave it a kind of an octave sound. It is actually within the scale. I'm playing this right here. So this key right here, I'm playing 1. So if we call this 12th fret right here, the 1st note on the 1st string, and I'm going 1, 2, that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. It's really 4 notes of the scale away from this scale. So it's a fourth. That's a little trick that kind of works most of the time. If you want to find a place where you can put like an octave sound in it and you don't want to play the perfect octave, right? You want to play something that's similar but not the perfect octave. Count 5 frets up or count 5 frets back, but play the exact same pattern. Because it's not within the scale, right? In this case it is, because those notes fit. But they may not fit, but they'll still sound good if you go 5 notes back or 5 notes up, even if it's not quite in the scale. It's something to play with. There are rules, but experiment and play with the rules, and that's okay. The patterns kind of blend together, and there's a lot of similar sounding stuff in it. That's one of the keys to writing solos, is to go ahead and find things that work together so that you're not just noodling all over the place and being crazy with it. You're actually finding some structure. Okay, you're finding a foundation, building a frame, like you're framing a house, and you're finding some structure so that it sounds like it actually fits together. It also makes it more sing-songy, to where I can pick those parts out of my brain as I'm listening. Okay, I know it's going to go from here to here to here to here, instead of just being shreddy and noodly and all over the place. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, giving you that idea where you can open up your mind to, hey, okay, I want to play leads like this. If I want to play leads like that, then I've got to structure them the right way. So again, this is across like 4 different boxes of the pentatonic. It throws some diatonic in there. It puts a lot of different ideas in there that you can go ahead and take, and then of course apply this to other songs, move scale shapes around, things like that. Find octaves, play different licks. Take what I show you and then expand upon it. Again, increasing your vocabulary, increasing your vocabulary, increasing your vocabulary till you become proficient at playing. When you're learning guitar and you're learning how to play leads, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And the last thing you want to do is get frustrated. I could get frustrated. I could get mad and I could say, I got to redo this whole video and just waste time. But why? Why do that? Why not just go ahead and play what I'm playing, keep improving, keep getting better. And that's what I want for you too. Just go ahead and take your time with it, build up your chops, build up your skills, keep expanding your vocabulary, and you'll get there. And this lead, of course, is played over, I believe it was A major. It's played over that song, Cruel Summer, but you could play it over any song that's in A major. You just might want to change things around a little bit. And what I'd like you to do is let me know in the comments if you saw any, like I said at the beginning, any nuggets of wisdom that you saw in this lead. If you saw something that you'd like to expand upon or that you have expanded upon, or like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I could do that, then let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if there's anything else you'd like to hear in future videos, let me know that too. And I will put that, in my laundry list of things to do. I got a lot more coming, So stay tuned every week. See you at the next one. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the free content I got here on YouTube for you. Remember, come back every week, brand new lesson. And don't forget that I got a free course out there for you, 7 days to unlock the fretboard. Give me 7 days. I'll give you 7 different lessons. You might do it quicker. You might take a little bit longer with it. You might have to come back to it and watch it several times. But practice, 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 right? It's going to get you where you need to go. It's going to give you a great foundation. If you've picked up the guitar before and you've learned some different licks or some different chops, if you learn some different scale shapes and things like that, but you're not really sure how to connect them together, if you're playing leads but you're doing things that you can only do over one key, if you have trouble picking up the guitar and just improvising intuitively, that's what this really is for. 7 days to unlock the fretboard, 7 days to understand where the scale shapes are and how to move them around, how to play in any key, how to play intuitively, how to pick up the guitar and just go and play with confidence. That's what I've always wanted as a guitar player, and that's what I want for you. So check it out. Link will be in the description, or you can just go to tinyurl.com/DanH411, assuming that never changes, and I will see you in the next lesson.